I found a cycle that I should probably pay close attention to. The very thing you want to do the most is the very thing you procrastinate at the most. I want to sew, suddenly there's no time. I want to create content, suddenly 24 hours isn't enough. I want to call this friend, but suddenly it becomes like the scariest thing in the world to do in that moment. I want to post on YouTube weekly. Anyways, after graduating from university, I never imagined my life to look a lot less fashion oriented. I worked in fashion, dream job at the time, with the most amazing team. And this time last year, I was actually at design school. My life breathed thread and needle, literally, and now I don't even have the time to thread a needle. What a turn of events. I've avoided this video even because I know there's an aspect of heartbreak I'm feeling in the current abandonment of my sewing machine and all my plans for design making this year practically going down the drain. My heart hurts that I don't breathe fashion the same way I used to. I'd love to say it's just procrastination and that I have all the free time in the world to get started on my machine. Currently, or apparently, I'm going through what they call character building in a completely different industry than fashion. No one, maybe so, I don't know, talks about how hard it is to be on pause from something you love so that you can learn to actually serve the thing you love from a place of strength and discipline. Or, how it may feel like a step back in life rather than a step forward. In the long term, it's supposedly better, but in the short term, in the now, it sucks. I do think most of you can relate. Not necessarily doing what you know and love, even in the culture of quitting 9-to-5s and doing what only gives you peace. But life is more than impulsive reactions and more so emotionally and physically adjusting to new normals and teaching yourself to find peace where you genuinely don't want to. You don't want to settle or become comfortable in something you know isn't your forever and aligns far from your future goals. Something I've been saying a lot recently is find something that makes you giggle. For me, it's the language of fashion.
I don't know, whenever I do these type of pleats, I always feel like it's like a peekaboo. Okay. It's just weird because you could easily manipulate this pleat to having another fabric in this part here. Oh yeah. So when it opens, because it's folded, it's almost like hidden volume, because the volume is hidden in here. So it always reminds me of like a peekaboo, because it's like you can always hide something in there and create some type of like crazy design. Again, I'm gonna put quite a bit of fabric behind here.
Oh, I like this one as well.
I think you like things that have a bit of volume.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then again, I'm just gonna fold it in on itself here.
Because I think the box pleat is very straight. Because
I remember
having a school skirt like that, and I just felt so straight in it. I was like, no, this is not it.
Doesn't, like, you know how you can use fabric manipulation to contort your body, play with your curves, etc. I think this hidden type of pleat allows you to do that a lot better.
That is perfect.
So if you look at this one and then you look at this one,
yeah.
So they both are quite beautiful and they both give you something different. I feel like I really love draping because I feel like it's so freeing. Fun. Yeah, I feel like it's so freeing compared to like the very strict pattern making and you know what I mean. Like draping is, especially when you're not like under pressure. The best time to drape is like when you just have free time and you're just by yourself. And do you know what I mean? It just gives you that freedom to just create. Not when it's like an event and you need to make a dress and you're like literally stressed. Yeah. So and remember like where you're keeping the volume. Yes, which dictates how much, like how big or wide your pleats are going to be. So your volume is always hidden within the pleats. And to be fair, I feel like even with the box pieces where you can get that big volume, it's just that it won't look the same way. It's just the way you want it. Like, if you want like a really like soft and elegant dress, maybe you would do like a different type of pleat.
Yeah.
And remembering as well that with the pleats, you can always iron the pleats into place. Whereas when you're doing something like draping or you want like a lot of volume, you probably wouldn't iron the pleats. So that changes everything as well, the way you manipulate the fabric. Yeah, that looks really good. And you can see where the volume is sitting.
It even looks nice like this.
Try the inverse ones. Let's see how you find that. You're okay with sewing on this machine, right? Okay. I'm going to use that one. So this is also quite, I feel like you get this already. It's not hard at all. So when you're doing your bias round seam, there's a few, you can either have like, my bias is quite thick, you can have skinnier ones. Right, so what you essentially want to do is tuck your seam within this, like this. Basically, that's how it shows on both sides, with a stitch going across. But for you to do that effectively, what you would do is very close to the end, you would sew along here, like this, and that would now become an invisible stitch, because it folds over. And then what we will do next is fold this over, and then basically sew both of them together. Oh, so it's quite simple. Yeah. So it's already printed.
So, whatever you do, find your peace. If your job doesn't get you up in the morning, something else does. And that thing may be a hope rather than a current reality, but sometimes that's enough to remind you to keep going until you receive that hope.